The moment I thought of the topic slow living for a working mom, I thought of the word oxymoron. If you are a mother of less than 5-year-old child, you know how rushed your life is. Now, when I'm talking about slow living, by no means I'm asking about leaving the job and trying to get into some kind of slow and intentional living. And that is the precise reason we need to bring in some elements of slow and intentional living into our life. Here are a few things that I do which help me in being more intentional and trying to achieve a slow life. First, visualize your slow life. How do you want it to be? We have to accept that our whole life will not be slow because we have a job to take care of, child to take care of, and a home to run. But what kind of things that we can bring in our life to make it more intentional? For me, that is slow mornings, taking breaks in between to play with the child, and relaxing through music or playing a music instrument. Second, 1 hour in the morning to myself. I generally sleep with my baby or just after her, and I get up early in the morning to get that 1 hour only to myself. I get away from my bed as soon as I wake up and enjoy this time. I sip water slowly, looking outside from my window. I think of my YouTube video script or any other work pending for that. Sometimes I meditate for 15 minutes or 30 minutes. It makes my day better. Third, divide the work with partner. I can sleep early without worrying because my husband has taken the responsibility to clean up in the night and do the chores needed for next day. My baby makes a lot of mess when eating, and that's why there is food everywhere. Same with she does when playing, and that's why toys are spread across. He takes care of all of those, plus the kitchen, because many times I don't get time to keep the vessels in place or to soak some lentils for next day. All of that takes him 30 minutes, but it takes a lot of burden off me. Fourth, weekly meal planning. Now, if you're stepping out of the house and if you ask me while going out what groceries I need, I get really irritated. I don't want to use my brain to remember what groceries are finished and what vegetables are finished, what to buy, what to cook the next day, what to cook now. All of those things I want to take off my brain. And what helps there is the weekly meal planning. The moment we bring vegetables every Saturday, we write down all of the meal plan, keeping 1 or 2 buffers, and the week is set. It also gives a cue to my husband on what lentils to be soaked in the night or what else needs to be done for tomorrow. 5. Take help. I have a maid and a nanny for a couple of hours. I also have a cook. You might think that I am privileged, and yes, I am. It comes with adjustments like not worrying about what the nanny is doing with the child every time, or the food may not taste as homely, or some financial pinch even. But I choose it because then and only then I can spend time on the things that I want to do, like spending time with the baby, cooking for her, to relax a bit, go for a run, make YouTube video or whatever else that you want to do. 6. Kindle my best friend. Sometimes my brain just doesn't stop talking, and that makes me very difficult to go to sleep. My baby wants to be breastfed when sleeping, and that's why my movement is restricted. 2 things that help me are Yoga Nidra and Kindle. I intentionally try to avoid scrolling in the mobile because 1, it's addictive, so you want to keep watching even if you are sleepy. And second, it just doesn't relax me, it just diverts my brain somewhere else. Thinking Fast and Slow is my sleeping book for last 2 years. Yes, I'm reading a book for 2 years. The book is so insightful that even if you read 2 sentences, you feel like you have learned a lot. But the sentences are so long that you doze off very quickly. 7. Get some exercise. The one thing that we all start ignoring the moment our life looks like hell is exercise. Moreover, every day is a little bit different, which does not help to make a schedule. It bothers me a lot, and I have been doing the same. Now I pay for yoga even if I am not attending half of the classes. I go for run whenever I can, and I do simple stretches in the bed as soon as I wake up. Get some exercise in some form, and also don't forget your meds, even if those are optional ones like multivitamins, calciums or iron supplements. 8. Switch off work. Many times it is difficult for me to switch off work thoughts, even if work has ended. The whole day's conversations keep going in my mind and I keep getting irritated and not relaxed. Playing with the baby or cooking or doing something else takes it off a little bit, but when I am quiet again it starts playing in my mind. So I let it out. If it's something that is bothering me, I tell my husband or write in my bullet journal. Journaling also helps me and I do it, but I'm not regular. I do it only when needed. 9. Have a hobby. It's interesting how babies learn. My daughter is exposed to a lot of musical instruments, but she is drawn to guitar. She sees my husband playing and tries to play it herself. She even walks up to the guitars and tries to bring with different sounds. Now she has understood how to bring in better sounds than just hum. This all happened because my husband plays in front of her. He also gets relaxed and she also likes guitar. So it's good to pursue a hobby, but don't fret over it. We take everything as a goal and we feel frustrated if we can't meet it. Don't do that. Take on some hobby whenever you get time, but don't completely abandon it and don't make it a goal as well. Be a role model, but don't stress. We want to be good examples for our kids, but it goes to an extent where we start worrying about being a role model. We want to help them, but sometimes this over helping, over worrying, over caring feels a bit too much, at least to me. When I think of myself, I am not a loving or caring mother, I think. I am a nurturing mother. And I want that individuality to be in my daughter as well. So I give her space to explore, to get hurt, to fall sick, to learn and build her own world. So that's it. Those are all the things that I am doing, which are making my life a little bit better. And as you rightly guessed it, I am not doing it every day. It's just not possible. So think about what are the small elements which will make your life better, more relaxed and more intentional. That's it for today. Till next time. Bye bye.